Today na the 28th day of July 2021. Sierra Leone Day na the 2020 Olympic Games, where not too long ago, we begin they celebrate, say yes, we country show face. Because you go remember, say, the team na Sierra Leone being really get hard time forget the attention of the one them way they in powers, the powers that be, for make them go able for go represent Sierra Leone. Most of we rub mouth by that talk day, for say they need to pay attention even when the Leone Stars then come out Guinea Cam, then the gladi jump. The team way for go na Japan be the cry for attention the intending day. Well, we be see them get the attention. And right now, anyone part them we ask, and go give praises to the government. Say yes, the government is not, even people like say not too long ago, now then be the cry for the attention of government. But hey, Nayana Salon. Yes, we reached now the games fine. Even the way we carry the flag. Now Fredrick, we now young judo athlete. And carry the flag, that did it. Then we begin for land say Maggie Barrie, self fly go meet them na Japan. Everybody was happy. The first news we hit we now for say we judo fighter has been disqualified due to waiting. Then say due to overweight. So when I read this, I was like, okay, it not be no waiting at the category way for or will not get skill. I know say will not. Then they say will not get things then a stadium, but I feel say we're supposed to get skill there. Or any side way because if he realize it is close to the number. Anyway, according to Ram, that na Fredrick, he say he overweight by 1 kilo. The cutoff for be 81. He get 82. Who side that 1 kilo come out? That's the question we me begin for ask. Say do ya? Who side the 1 kilo come out? For say it not be no? Or we go Japan? You see some fine eats there. We like how can say no more. If I like or waiting can make person gain 1 kilo. Okay. I don't know if now that question they yourself don't they ask yourself for. I don't know if now the same question you don't they ask yourself. But anyway, the man in question, he will get opportunity for explain waiting happen. Let me listen them. Let me hear waiting in say and how it a big Sierra Leone and a big pardon. Yeah? Let me listen what he say.
Easy. Don't go through rigorous training and now you come in for partake.
All right. So actually tell me now, waiting being the weight we then register you for.
The weight we then register me have been 81 kg. But yeah, I don't know the mistake will happen because the weight.
So when they weigh you now, how many kilograms you pass?
Well, not just 1 kilo. 1 kilo on top. So rather unfortunate. And this Olympics, I think they own system difference.
Under 81 kilo category.
System because most of the other competitions they will give you time and maybe it's until the 1 kilo weight on top until they will allow you.
Please go to the competition
this is the Olympics, so I don't know their regulations.
All right, so for fans in Sierra Leone, maybe they expect you say you for can represent them. What do you get for say to them now?
Well, I want to say sorry to every Sierra Leoneans all over the world. Yeah, because people them don't, they're there for watch and for see me fighting. But I want to say sorry, and this, I believe, saying like preparation for me for upcoming championships like the Commonwealth and other championships to come.
And to the NOC and the government, what you got to say?
I want to say, first of all, thank you to the NOC and government, for making it possible for me for come and participate in the big championship there. But very unfortunate for me, I'm able for me come, I'm able for fight because I know say they're all there for watch and for see me fighting. So I want to say sorry to everybody. I want to say sorry to Sierra Leoneans. I want to say sorry to the NOC and government.
All right, despite the fact you're not able to fight, this is now your first Olympic Games. You able to learn anything or you able to get any experience?
Yeah.
This is now your first Olympic Games. You able to learn anything or you able to get any experience?
Yeah.
Well, we don't hear. That's a Fredrick. Waiting happen. Even though it is say maybe the skill where they use Zanda, it look different from the skill we don't use. But it ask, make you be aramo, make you forgive him. And uno say the Commonwealth Games they come. And he say maybe in a preparation for them for going to the Commonwealth Games. I just hope say we learn something from this. Because it go bad for me to go back to the Commonwealth Games. We begin getting kind of thing back. Overweight by 1 kg. By 1. And issue size systems then they in place, Then it is so easy. Because some people they tell me say triple A now no more now. But 1 kg but now the category. If you pass the weight, then you're not fit for that category there again. So I think we for understand it. So even if na be 0.5 you go over, then go say no, na the category na waiting, then don't say they want for happen day. Okay. So pull Fredrick on. Now we come to Maggie. Maggie not happy. She said she's hurt. He say Ingo left social media day after the Olympic Games. Ingo left. Okay. Yesterday, Nai he take to social media and say this. He said due to, he used the word negligence. He said due to negligence outside of in control. Due to negligence outside in control, they mistake no put in name inside the 400 meters. This is not what he say. Yeah? He said they not put in name inside the 400 meters for this year Olympics. He say he go run 100 meters instead. Despite all the accolades, despite all the winning them, despite all the names we don't make inside 400 meters, because that's a race right there. He say now only 3 weeks in get for train for go on 100 meters. After 3 years, we in on they run 400 meters. He said this is not going to be an easy one for him. He said, but with God in your own power and with the support way they get from his family, anything is possible. He say, then last few weeks here, he don't get some challenges mentally, physically, and also spiritually. He say, but through all them kind challenge way in don they meet up so, in faith, go keep am strong, and in go represent in beloved country, Sierra Leone, victoriously. We mean say, in the go for go win for Salone. He say make you tune in on Friday, 11:40 Tokyo time. And for we were in the United States, he say na 10:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. For make them watch him. We in the left all thing na the track. Love, Maggie Barrie. Alright. This now what he say? He say negligence outside of in control. So not to in. So now Uda. If not to in. Of course not to in they put his name down. Not to in they put his name down. So if not to in they put his name down. Now Uda not put in name. After that, social media take to in defend. For say yes. Oh, now they want them, where them put. Now they not correct. Now they do this, now they do that. All man begin for talking on. And that make Maggie Barrie not feel good again. And he get for take again on social media for explain wetin he say happen. Because people and they say he not qualify for making name day na the 400 meters. This now wetin he say now after people encounter with that one day. He say me, I not go team up people in the puel me character, people in the puel me name. Unfortunately, journalists them they either don't get this thing wrong or they not do their own research. He say this now waiting actually happen. He say per the Olympic and the IAAF then rules. He say there are two ways where an athlete can able for qualify for the Olympics. He say one, now by world ranking or by university place. Universality place. I qualified by world ranking and universality. That's what he say. He say unqualified. Because people and they say she's not qualified. She is saying he qualified. Okay? He say for both categories she is qualified. He say in personal best na 51.36 and in season best na 51.6. He said the deadline for apply for the event was missed by 3 days. Is somebody listening? He say by 3 days, now they miss the deadline for putting name. Maggie Barrie talk to the Olympic Director of Operations, Carlos. He said he talked to her himself. And the director tell her, say, Sierra Leone missed the deadline for enter in name and other athletes on June 21st. Salone missed the deadline for enter in name and other one they named them on June 21st. When them be they try as hard as possible for get the attention of the powers that be, for make them go know if then they go or they not they go. We not be no say thing like that where I get for calm. But anyway, this is not what he say. He say he also get emails for proof what he talk so say na tell and say the 21st na be the deadline for put in name for run for 400 meters. He get email for prove am. He say one, if they not been miss the deadline, not to in one grain, but other athletes them back, for be don't enter. He say, but then when the way they talk, make una go read the playbook. Waiting he say. He say make you explain to him why he say 2 tracks and field athletes should have gone, but only in one grain did. He asked the question again. Why make in the run 100 meters? He say the deadline for putting him for 400 meters, they miss him. And then be get only one event left open. When me say, maybe that one day the deadline not be reached it. And that day he say now the wild card 100 meters. In get national record in 100, 200, and 400 meters, respectively 11.4, 23.2, and 51.36. These are facts and officially meet. Waiting the talk show na true. If you go check them officially, you go meet and day. Now I make them put them under 100 meters. He say for now, in can knocking chest say, in the fastest female athlete where they fly Salone flag. He say, he asked this other question. Why make Ino do the qualifier for Sierra Leone? He say, now because this year, Salone not do any qualifier. He say, whether na due to COVID or na disorganization, he no know. So, the rules say, the next fastest person na ain't go. He said this na the whole story and the solid proof where him back with the information where he found online, as well as the email and witness system of all waiting the talk show. He said he don't cry so many tears over this particular situation, and he don't suffer much pain and backlash. He said all he want for do now for represent this fine sweet Mama Salone and do his own best. But instead, this incompetence now in the gates. From who that? From who the Sierra Leone and them, where they say you not qualify, you know this, you know that, or from the officials them, who they can't do. No worry. He say, for me, Maggie Barrie, person like me, we choose for represent a country, we mean so much to me. This situation is hurtful. He say, you know, no say, I can even choose for run for America. He said, but no, I choose for run for me own country, Salon, because I want for inspire youth them within that country day. He say the thing the way me they do, like me shoe drives and me donation, all waiting I ever want for do now for help. I never want for gain. Just help and make a difference. He said for now, I dey comot na social media until the end of the Olympic Games. God bless, and I tell you thank you. I tell all the one then thank you, we support me and know right from wrong. And know it in right from wrong. According to Maggie, the deadline will be the 21st of June. That was the deadline. That Sunday will be the pa Leon Star Ladida. That Sunday, UDK be the first forget the powers that be their attention. Say, hey, you go to get a deadline. Say, if this deadline pass, we not get the word from the presidency. We know they go. That was the same time. We then say we miss the deadline so. But now, they say, oh no, Maggie not qualify. For say they not tell them, then we don't know beforehand. Eh? You think say that we don't know, but they not agree tell her. They say like fly come no more. We come, you go understand. Bonayana salon. Now 400 you plan to run, you know go run the 400, you go run the 100. In fact, we no can say for can win. Who can for let them know say who can take place. We can for can, you know eh? Some people in the talk say even the attire we wear not correct. It not show the Africanness, if that's even a word, in us. People then begin go say, well, look the likes of Angola, the other country them where they in the African attire. Even when we go Brazil, Rio, we be get to African attire. So for one reason, I don't know, now this we get. People themselves they point finger for that one day. But anyway, today, now this kind of bad name we don't begin get. And not forget to say the Commonwealth Games not there fight again. Not there fight again. I make two statements just now. I can't play an interview. We go na Tokyo for make the NCC salon go. We not go for go win nothing. You deny me, they can't listen from the one the way they in charge. Yeah? 2. Then we don't know this about Maggie Barrie. I don't know if she never knew about it. I don't know. I not go say, but the officials in charge, they already know. Because waiting do, I said I'm going to play this interview for make you listen for say, my dear, we not go for go win. We go for go participate. We go for, then it then get party. Then say can dance. You say you want go shake the wall get the party yan. They not be expected for win nothing. So maybe that's why I'm like, okay, it is what it is. My dear, just accept the 100 and go on. Wait till you come, it left to you. Who no can have or can win? Okay. You say na people in and just the talk no more. I bring to you exhibit to talk by. The last person we talk so, he explained about the wild card. This is the same wild card Maggie Barrie was talking about. He tried for explain to me that's na Coach Pama. He tried for tell we say, you remember also Maggie Barrie talk say, he no know, say we waiting make we not do the qualifying as Sierra Leone because maybe na COVID or maybe na just disorganization. And he explained to we say na wildcard representing the go represent we now because na no more available when at the 100 meters. Well, we hear now from Coach Pama, we in try for explain na two we bland get, we they get nothing tied to ram. It open. Now until we say now one then give, and the one way then give, then say na for 100 meters no more. They ask us say, on are they in communication? This was before all these things come on do. Before all these things come out so na do. Now in this interview take place, I will let you know that first. So they ask and say, on are they in touch with Maggie Barrie? He say yes. Then they in touch with him. Then they in touch with the parents them. So if then they in touch with him, they not been tell and say, they go take part for the 400, not only the 100. Because due to what he tell you on social media, he want to like say, no be no. He want to like say, no be no. For say, now, 100 did they go take part for? Because you say all the years they were in on the train for in 400. Now this, now it can before and now. Okay. But with this interview, a name come up, then tell us I go represent for the wild card and a 100 meters. So was it anyway? And the question was asked: we go able count gold medal? It's about left no. Who's kind talk that one day? We got for be true to we safe. Hey, salon. It's in. So no go for go win. Maybe the earlier we realize say, they go take part in competition now. And for make yourself just fly with flag. So all the one will be they say, oh well done, when I go waiting. The one that we carry and go not be expected for go win. No. So now me and you now we be get some mentality they say, oh, they need for go win. Alright. I just can't say we go for go now. You know, I don't think say anybody go try na Japan. You know, say na the Commonwealth Games small. Okay, Brazil Rio they be trying they, but the Commonwealth Games na the UK. If I can get it. Yeah. And like I said, when they say how the government come in, nobody talk about the government came in late. We don't try, but one for tell and take it. No, the government has done extremely well. Now they are. Because it's in do. Who they go for go watch you comping them. Okay, make a calm with us friend. Make we hear waiting in get for we today. Welcome on board, us friend. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the platform. And thanks to all the listeners and viewers them. And my sympathy and condolence again for your loss, and let God continue to give you the courage. And I hope say God will give you that day a good road. Coming to the issue today, I believe say the main issue now it comprises quite a lot of factors them. We make this thing therefore be so as it be for now regarding this Olympic 2020 we then for do so. But if you look at what they happen now, authorities then I feel say there is one like a decision making people and not get a good communication one way, and then they see maybe the talk of infrastructure, maybe they not get the waiting for use will go make people ready for go question anything. But I believe say the one we see more the show now, like the areas then where people are not communicate well, communicate within themselves, the capital be there, within themselves, who concern about sport. Take go up to the Alejo them all, one of the big one, them voting them for no say them for put in place before they come outside externally for come begin to talk to people them. That internal external communication, I can be most time a problem with some of the delivery of certain things that people have for deliver. You know, like voting them for go deliver their own service, they produce good athletes them. Then are they own delivery and the people that we concerned when are the national Olympic Committee and then they produce this and go try for give them. But how do they go about this? Some of people might say they don't get results or maybe they get scarce means. You might ask the question. But some other areas, especially when you come to the area of sports, in mostly a mental state and a physical state, and your technical know-how, then they try to develop so that you, the individual, develop and you go able to go exhibit them at the society and at the side where you go compete. So when they think that they know them, they will know what and therefore evolve in that. But again, because of the way we don't look at the sportsmen and the athletes, we separate them between other sports aspects they want like directly the football. So now people in the time for plead for and go try to understand how they go do it. But if they come to this final one where they can't see now in campus and now there should have been a camp. So when he come under, he come up on the finance, he come up on the behavior, the people like can put on one side, see well the people and therefore they do one side and make them ready for them to go do what they do. So it comes to the area where we have to look, first of all, we ask why that man is in weight, he get to go down. The many factors that can be go up from it come out, it move just from 81, it go to 82. That 1 kilogram, there might be a lot of factors that kind of thing are skills. Because when you look at the skills and back, that you come to the infrastructure, I will talk about it, it ready, it in place, or then the check-up. So you can't look, maybe there is a problem maybe with the skill, because in skills then you get different skills that they can use. I think they get digital skill, where they talk more accurate. Then they get the mechanical skill, where the traditional, where they can dial in and they use like an analog, where like a spring. But the other one, the digital, now sensors there, where you wait. So people like you rely now more on the sensor, because the other one is just for the calibrator and they need a way for the spring for whole body. So like you say, well, for letting they do more quick, then they use sensors. So with the type of question, it might be now look at a digital scale they use, or maybe they use a traditional one when at the dial scale on at the analog one. So you go ask maybe that the other one didn't use and then they change that. Or maybe they even get the digital scale, but because some of them they need battery or electricity, we don't know, maybe that time when they take them, it not be efficient. So we don't know, because I don't actually know which system with them, but maybe I know as time they go, we'll be able to know all these things there. But these are all one thing we question, say that might be one reason when you wait for them to be. But again, when somebody they think of this short time where it don't come on here, you go rule out say in weight, it not go likely to increase, because for let somebody in weight increase to 1 kilogram alone, you need a lot of calories then. And then when they talk about calories, I feel you talk between 5,500 up to 7,000 calories. At least then the weight in kilojoules, like where you get a weight of the calories. And you can for eat this at a certain time, where it's not possible for consume 3,000 for a day. So the question say, well, I don't go look too much, say maybe a calorie go don't take within a short period of time, where it get for development within a week. So all those kind of things, because you go for eat a lot of food where get calories, the food them type them will you go mix and I will not go see that then go make. They get for tell on them after. But again, the other thing I'm going to question again, maybe the drinking sector and urinating sector and your bowel movement, it can affect back. So it depends how your bowel we are moving within the time where you don't eat and the urination time, and then the body mass and the water within your body, that moment the way you retain, it will affect your weight again. So that's when they put under the health side, say maybe a malfunction of your system. But when you say in weight go add a short period of time, it's not possible where you go take a time, let those calories and build for letting go make a mass in your body. So those areas you go just underline and see maybe that might not be a factor. It might just be maybe in body mass, maybe you eat too much, maybe in barrel movement because of maybe the height where you travel and then where you go land and then all those environment affect them. But you go question, they go come back say most likely now a problem might be that the digital scale now they use or they not use our battery or maybe they use one way like the traditional one. So that's one area. Then the other area where I just want to look into again, where then get for try very hard, like I only try for see them try to bring this camp. But the area of depression, because in the mental state of sports primarily now one for make you when you get a psychological problem, make you calm so that you go able to overcome your psychology. Like when they say, okay, if you get depression, do some exercise, do some aerobics or like different types of rhythmic, like when they dance, they make exercise. All these things they help you mental state. But again, there are a lot of depressors them, things that what it cause a lot of stressors them, different factors them. So you will look at say this. We might not tell on them now, but if then they try for they do such things, what you go tell on them in the long future, it cause a kind of it wipe off the memory from sports, and then they will feel sometimes they want to do and they cannot. So that state of being disappointed when you eager, that adrenaline pump when it day to you, the excitement where they get, you don't build them up. Then the time where in the last minute there is a failure for let you go exhibit or for let you say go portray this your talent where you don't build, it cause a drop. And if you're not able to get the current one where they build you up now for let you go, when they come continuously, it cause you become an anxious, the anxiety, and they cause another depression. So now some people they will not be able to cope, you can see the state with a London passport, but maybe because world day Africa, we not can understand sometimes. But sometimes you go able to look between the lines. These are the things where you go for look into. So now for that you go for build the capacity of sports, because one area where people use them they go exercise. When they talk about different sports, they reduce crime rate. They try to make a kind of an academy. Then the academy can even be expanded as a space wherein when this year happen, that space, the auditorium or anything, and go just say, well, book camp ready. But maybe you go talk say because of that communication not there within, where in the sport minister they get what they know sometimes. So people don't go put her into politics or not politics, but just people and they know their duty. People and they become active listeners and active communication instead of they become passive. Then don't they say, oh well, I'll just tell around about as a usual tradition. The usual tradition then go move on up because we are moving to that global age where technology they move and other things that they move. Now then they get for bring on a table, look into how we're able for budget so that then think they are able for put them in place. Some of them now one-off things they give for just build up. Because they find the talent, it develop. You don't get for natural, you don't natural now with food and other things then. You see? The only thing I want to go for question, the man will be there for talk about, compare, poor people and they pay. They're trainers, they pay and through down there. But you go look, say, maybe, now what they get better. So you have to talk, say, some people only go outside and then they will call few names, they have to listen, then they pay them coach. But in a next year, you only get from incentive and salary. But you get for look again to those things, how you salary scale. I understand that it's economic problem. I understand the country that develop. But I just imagine again, where is some of the money going when it's not meant to go? So those are the kind of things where some of them are not seeing they will build them. They will just put someone else. You get other areas that will now developers then. But these are the areas where they look. If when they talk about this area, when I will able to make a project, when they make like a sideway towards that. If they're selling this strategic goal, it is towards building use of building. Now we're able to extract something. When we want to make this, then they expand it. But let people don't make SDGs for find a way for let them be able for the get. Then find out where for the loophole and say, who said this our culture? This how the people that will accept tonight because they will write the project to give them. So those are the areas for looking at the depression because some people are injury. Some people are overtrained. But this is not an injury, you're not overtrained. Not of social media at the moment, but maybe social media will come inside this now, they begin to cap up the anxiety back. competition, pressure. So all those kind of things, then get for the look out, then get for try manage that sporting area, because even Ebola will help quite a lot of things again, where they will get a proportion of the youth and the active people will therefore become engaged, where they will gain a place where they will learn their talent and then will get other avocation things and like other things. Also, the real vocation, all that thing I want to say, but they go and say, just business people do, then all this is they can involve in this. These are the kind of things that we try to look into. I know it has not been a culture, now past and the past part, because of we shallow people who will be there, bring there, but you don't come to a point where you don't say, you don't fatigue now, because you can't come at a point when there is a pandemic and how we're able to fit into these things. So those are the areas they say these are the test where don't count test. We will be manage so that the things and we say, Lord, we try. Whether we are going to take part, we're ready for it, or we not take part. Because when the people in the movie, they spend all the money for them, even whatever little. So why you not go building up so that when you send these people out, that cost money will the taxpayer don't pay for send them and do other things and prepare them. You don't go left and you go in vain because you don't prepare, so that you put them in place into areas that wouldn't go able to pursue and go before. My only hope say, as they will look into that layer, they will able to look into how they will able to come to one thing, without communication, without the listening, without involved, without them in talent, without the ministry, the health ministry, all those areas they look into them and they so they will able to build and get people that will they do physio on them, check their mental state, they get people that want to diet, the people that will show the type of diet so that they take towards those things, they involve them. Because not that we don't have them, we have all those things, but people and they more of a private people. When people get a talent, they go work for private enterprise. But most time when you get private enterprise, cost to come about for go obtain them. If you so you get for put on side, not a public side no more, but let the people able to access them. Like even a stadium, get all those things. People open business, government people open business, they send them food is substitute. People then when they go buy their sports, people then go buy food, nutrition, and all those areas they will be able to see where the make up sports to come. So that's now the message you have believe say God then will able to look at anything they how they will able to build up with sports, avoid mental problem, avoid a lot of stress, and avoid a lot of worries. And then even the raise of expectation of we are the audience now. So we the audience therefore always get what we need. What are the message they don't pass between themselves, they will become proud to see yes, then do well. But when they look at something and they talk about payments, they talk about incentives, and they talk about they not just a camp, and then they talk about areas and ways people and they lack, then they go because of brain talent, brain, they are the one and they come. But then there is not a place so easy for go. But yeah, when they come, Pambul and they Bokuna, UK, they call Leander, that they happen, what we know. But again, those are not the areas where you get for look for. When they develop things, there are people and go always, because people and go out for carry a bag, the prestige of in country, go say, I go do, I come back, Usadi. So all of those kind of things, camping the people, providing for them the resources, and making them become useful in the society, not just left them because talent and they. Some people, even our local people, not even the land that will land, they see that from local side, then they train up just to run, just to run. You see that they train in talent. If you go this talent, talent they wouldn't get for even spend a lot to do. Some people they will identify. Now even they try for toxic, how they will identify the talent them. The people in Boku, they go identify them, how they will be able to accommodate them. They don't get a concrete system. So that one, how they will identify people and go there, now individual them. Now they know more peace they will able to do, let the country go before, then with money, now they go evade. So when they spend one thing, however it be, they will get small thing with pride. We say we go na the map, like how they say, they're not going to talk about we, but other things, but then we talk about achievement. Thank you very much for giving me the platform. Let God continue to help you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, your friend.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Make we bring doctor for make we you waiting in get for we today. Welcome on board, Dr. Isatuka Kejalo. You get the platform.
Yes, hi, good evening, everybody, and good morning to many others. I hope so we all did do well, and welcome back, AAA. And thanks to Us friend for your submission. And also we want for say we do go to the athletes them where they try for represent we now the 2020 Olympic now Tokyo. The only problem is I think I want for agree a bit because if we know or if we remember if there was a conversation where people will be talk about where it takes some time for the then release fund for make the people that way they go represent with country go. So and in some of the reportings them or the statements where Maggie Barrie make to me with the statement about incompetent, I think it refer more to the one that way for the ahead for make sure say we athletes them go represent we then sign them up then register them on time then do all the necessary things wait them for do for ensure say we don't go tell them say oh you sign in or you come in late, not get slat or there's deadline. If we can look certain things and there's deadline for anything we do, we can to competition, we can to international, representation. So unfortunately, according to Ram, he don't try he get 2 runs then wait for doing at the 400 meter and then the 100, but then like it's unfortunate and it would have been nice let it on both ticket for say we will do both of them just in case get a medal for one, maybe there's a higher chance for let you get a medal for the other one, right? But unfortunately that did not happen and that's not some of the disappointments them we can face. It take time for let people them do something where say you get for do no matter what. Why they drag your foot? There's no need for like drag your foot past something where say I let come, I not let come, I did do 'em. Or last minute decisions like that, make sense really, and it's a disappointment, for we nation, But the other thing again for we other brother we be say now due to the weight, in kilograms, I believe it was 81, instead of it was 84 instead of 81, kilograms. I want to just say, sometimes it depends. The time, because the reason why they say these people then can become fluid retention. Yes, 3 kilograms, you might look at it like, it's how can you gain all that in just like a day or two, or I don't know how many days it was, but there's a possibility there's a fluid retention. So I be look at the whole press release or the statement. I say, could it be that he retained fluid due to so many different things, or he climb on this scale, like all that, but also he did take and say, well, not to just that. Maybe what about the muscle mass? Right, because all these not things if not the requirements and are the things where they need for falla with the judo. I believe that that sport you just get for trial a day under. I think, but it's sad. Like, I think it's all because we're not exposed so much into international sport. They make we get then lapses there. So if we expose, we know say we always want for compete in international matches them. We go to follow guidelines, we make sure say all anything and the person they way go to manage the nutrition aspect, or the physical aspect of the athlete, even if like in a trainer or the coach, all them people that are the dietitian for say, if you eat this at certain time, it cause all them different things they have for you. If we don't be all organized, but I just feel say there's so much disorganizement, in the whole sport industry, in our country. I believe Nike can cause so many problems them for we athletes them. And then with that sport discovery, they we still do with the coach as well as the other director. We can hear some of the things that we then say make a lot of sense, right? One, if athletes that when they left salon feel say we don't go overseas and they're not for comeback, not a good representation for we country, but I think what thing go make sure say that not happen, we get for take we athletic team or we sport very seriously. Provide them with all the necessary things them for ensure say, there's that sport basket where the man be they talk about, right? For the put funds then they can help in how they go generate money for make sure say then sponsor and support all the athletes them. If you feel say if they pay you people them, how you supposed for pay them? because sport it get a lot of problems. So especially if you get injury, people themselves when they do sport medicine, then they get paid past the one the way they do just regular medicine, right? So when people then can injure themselves, they see when they out for so many weeks or even months, sometimes years, depending on the type of sport and the type of injury when they encounter. So if we put money, who say it's supposed to go, trust me, the athletes them or even all them school picking themselves from high school, meaning secondary school, can even start from elementary or primary school. Till go high school, you go see them don't begin to pick themselves for letting them represent we nation. So we really need for take sport seriously if we want for to do well. We come to international matches, whether not the West African nation or even the African nation, or not to talk about globally. Right. And another thing that makes really sense, that physical education, let it be part of the school curriculum for say, where students they do well in the physical education aspect, because the teachers them where they teach them actually already don't learn biology. Right, we get for deal with human body and physics and everything, anatomy and physiology. So when they teach the picking, then they teach them things about their health and also about physical activity. So then forget and great for that. We can help, maybe not to college, but at least up to secondary school, because now that would they see where they happen now these part of the world. Because me picking them where they like middle school, I get one now where they go high school, they get grade, then they get grade for that, and then they even get penalized because if they not do well in the physical education class, then they grade them and then they average into the overall grade. So I believe we get for take all the advices that I will get from the coaches them and the one that way really they are ahead of the sport, and not saying that something will go incorporate into the sport to the educational system, especially the way come to secondary school, that can help a lot. And also put money where it belong and not drag your foot where you need, where say something where you do it will actually make the nation look good, but whatever is the remaining of waiting and go to participate in, Maggie, we wish them well. We really hope say, she do well. Unless something else came up that I did not read, but I hope say if he competes, he will do well, and if next Olympic we will do better than this. But again, when I can see already Sarah Network Discoveries, they do a lot of interviews them, with different sport sectors and at the country. This now way for give you an eye opener for say we do a lot Sarah Network, we discover different things and for we kind of understand really different perspectives and from people them, from coaches them, from people that already had the sport industry in our country. So when I not forget, when I already listen or we don't watch this video today, now for go watch them, now for subscribe, for hit the notification bell for get more subscribers, which we do need. So until then, at the left and also we hope say Salon will do better, next time.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, that's now Dr. Ion submission for today. We're not going to talk about sports. We're not try for come with the chairman himself, Daniel Oldfield. I will just check if you're available now. We'll bring a cam before we go open the phone line. Where yourself, where you listen, go get opportunity for can Rob Mott. All the way from Edmonton, Canada, we get the chairman himself, Daniel Oldfield. And we don't miss then 2-3 weeks here. But since we get on today, this now waiting we discuss Daniel about Sierra Leone in performance, the disqualification of Fredrick, the judo athlete, and also Maggie Barrie not going for the 400 meters. Instead, they go for the 100 meters. What thing you get from your own platform, sir?
Yes, I still so I just apologize to people for the last 2 Saturdays, but that's okay. We don't rectify now. Well, with regards to the Olympics, tell God thank you. This very program, Sarah Network Radio, would only hit at the drag foot, the our government made the delay for support other disciplines. Focus was only on football, on Leone Stars. and then they guilty of him. Now just a month before this Olympics, now we see government put heavy money for, we're talking about this program repeatedly. And the one that all been the cry, UDK been the cry, hey, government they give money, this and that, but now everybody they praise, saying government and whatnot. Okay, la campaign, this for going business. Tripoli, I listen the way the judo guy, where Mr. Harris, where Fredrick Harris, when I go represent Salompa the judo. I listen what happened to him where go way 84 instead of the 81. So as I read the interview where UDK do, quick, I don't go make interview, don't begin lambast the young man. Yes, the man guilty, allowing himself for big, but then waiting on a put in place because he never went there by himself. He was taken there by the government. He got coach, he got organization. Now UDK, now you lead the delegation, now you're not chef de mission. You get the minister, you get everybody get a role for play. And UDK make one statement. Now make sure I send that way sports guy transparency say UDK then statement and way you make so you implicate yourself. Now you they say NOC they don't know nothing, and NOC don't know nothing, they not been guaranteed, and they begin dissociate themselves so they not be know how they go. But you guys, this guy now on our duty as NOC for coordinate with the sports, the Sierra Association, the Sierra Athletics Association, and the National Sports Authority for choose demanding. And UDK talk now, say, even talk say, the last time Bobogo qualified in Madagascar was in 2010. So at the look say, if that 2010, the man, if you listen the video, Tripoli, 2010, that now 11 years ago. So if you want to tell me, say 11 years ago, neither body go qualify. Now so that body, now so body for this for 11 years. So then they all. So if the man go now, he go overweight. Questions to be asked: how this happened? The man go for go represent Salona register for 81 kilos. They go weigh 84, 3 kilos over, and that's a lot. How the man they reach from that side? Because we're good. That makes so. These are all the things we say. There has to be proper structures for sports. All the people who for go represent Salona for don't in a camp, just like in the camp instance. All the athletes say when they go on, they forget the proper food that they eat. You know, that's the way to cook every day for go pan. Then you get for know it to eat. It should be weighed every day, at least twice a day. So therefore, if them boy be done in a camp, the swimmers there, the swimmers there, fortunately for them, they don't qualify. Then they don't go participate. Recently, in Italy. Then they come back before they can go. So apparently, they in shape. The right food for them for eat, the right drills for them for drill, for keeping shape. But now this young man, maybe now cook the man in the eat and not in the controlling food. Not only one go do am. Now the team, now the delegation, all man go for put there. You know the city man by the picture of Mister. No one this but by the picture now well built to it built. So tell me they eat the right food. So therefore, they're not for just gap. Now they say now for in the minister and the executive director is now for send and go home. Yes, they can send and go home. But una self get role for play, una self get fault. He didn't go there, but he never went there by himself. He was taken, he was registered. And Tripoli that boy UDK say now 2020 now they graduate. I mean they qualify in Madagascar. So what is going on? How person will go for all that time day? Una say for can participate now. What do you do for me to play and for me for go represent Salon? That now 11 years now quite a long time, people. I don't know if you listen to that interview. Then coming to Maggie Barrie, I don't try for call him a couple of times. I'm able to get him because I get a number because I'm busy the train. Maggie Barrie usually race now 400 meters. All of the event we don't go do. I think they don't do 200. In speciality now 400. Deadline day. Remember we talk about that deadline day. We talk about that deadline day for one program. But this was very program on Saturday. Still, there was deadline. If the participating country they miss that deadline day, then when I miss them, they will give wild card. And that wild card they will then give something, they will give 1 or 2. So Maggie Barrie, don't they participate by events there. They don't go, in America based, they don't go participate on both events there. So they within that kind of category go for get wild card. So the only way they now for go on 100. And in chances that just a quick coach, what did the guy now coach what them call say? You not get Maggie Barrie, not get one time coach Harold Palmer. Maggie Barrie as against them people do it go on with you. And they won against the likes of Shelley and Fraser Price. Ellen Johnson, Ellen Thompson here, Shona Miller, Dina Asha Smith, Gabby Thomas, Blessing Opabai of Nigeria, Marie Jute Talu, Gloria Ori. There is no chance for them Maggie Barrie get even bonds. Because Ghana did in time they way better pass Maggie Barrie in time per 100. So there is no way. So for once, I salute Coach Harold. We talk say chance no day. So that's why they say for them would they go for go participate. Of course they participate because who say Maggie Barrie to go for go on. Yeah, a good picking. It get long way for go for them reach the time where like a Shelley and Fraser Price in Blessing Okabai of Nigeria. They don't want the 100 meters 10.63 then too. Now they won the fastest time this year. Then they do them in country and then this lady Blessing Okabai come all the way America, Caron and Nigeria, Caron 10.63. So Maggie Barrie now in no get time, will not be get time for let them do for go do qualifying standard. So pathway go do wildcard. So apparently in event when a 400 they no register for. So now if I go take part on the 100 and you not get a ghost of a chance on the 100, they not get it at all. I can tell you this for free. So therefore, now this Olympics in London, this Olympics with salon participation in London because we see they want to Maggie no go make her. No go far because of the standard of the other people. And sometimes they go with them cup and they want the way they want. But we go reach for them big. Then quarterfinals, semi-finals. The public no go not to higher than. Again, we say the other swimmer Titi Dumbuya thinks in a night don't reach na Japan because them past Ghana they say na they test positive. So be careful. They fortunately for him. Na Friday, he won't swimming they take place. So you see the whole thing look pretty much disorganized. Because I believe say if we don't get ample time, all the things don't be in place, all not before they happen. So therefore, the sports authority, the sports ministry, the athletics association, NOC, they all get for angle together for sports taking not necessarily football, sports in its entirety, sports generally. If not basketball, volleyball. Now the same thing Lubako they no register the beach volleyball players. They're not the best in Africa, about the best. They're not able to go qualify. Fortunately for the swimming team, they go qualify 2 years ago. So they don't make out. So you see, these are all the things AAA. So that guy, the coach will talk say coach Palmer, our Palmer will talk say they will not get ghost of a chance. Of course, no, they not get her. Because
so Maggie Barrie if we not get
well, like you said,
because even at the comment section, a lot of people they say that they not they motivate the athletes them. Yes, we understand, but I think let them feel good one kind way. Say then they but if you don't tell me now, say it's a bullet no. Who's kind of that day? No, be true. We know they win the nuts in there. Then why we go there?
People you know until the coach say so. As I tell you this now, you get the fastest woman in the world where now the one would they look to say American clean Jamaican clean sweep between Shelley and Fraser Price, Ellen Thompson here or Gabby Thomas. Then Dina Asha Smith. So Usa used to say Blessing Opabai. Usa used to say that still go. Usa used to say Maggie Barrie will go win Bon Stefiana. So yes, of course you go for getting the but so suddenly you know to go wishful thinking. No, you never go do wishful thinking. I start about put them. Then country then Ghana the 100 meters team. Then they participate all over the world. Kenya na, all the way na Holland. Na the Olympic team go to Kenya, Zambia. Then the athletes they go to out of Africa. But we don't say they're in contact with Maggie Barrie. If we have been really in contact with Maggie Barrie, we don't know say hey for months ago see Maggie Barrie now you go not 400 you go do the register. You're not saying to go register yourself. She's not only higher than the foreign go register yourself. Another salute. But if you did in contact, that's what you could say. If Maggie Barrie really did in contact with NOC, now then the coordinator the athletics association, the National Sports Authority, and then the coordinator say, hey, would they register you for the Birmingham? Now Birmingham Commonwealth Girl for camp. Therefore, don't tell her now, say begin prepare or you go. But this is the biggest event ever the world, Olympics. After Olympics, they get World Cup. So if they don't tell her where from like January, they don't tell her, say, Maggie, but Olympics now 4 years, Tripoli. No. When the Olympics, they don't know the 8th of August. They will don't tell the country will go for host the next Olympics. They don't hand over Batum. They don't hand over the Olympic flag. So all the countries for them begin prepare 4 years away. But no wait till last minute. Then I can't begin talk to this person for Komoka. It doesn't work like that. All the other countries there, Nigeria, Ghana, now so then they operate. The athletes over there, they correspond with them, and they do the event when an IAF sanction. They event the world recognized it. But you know, wait last minute you go begin. So these are the things. When they don't, they begin point finger now pan the altitude, they don't go overweight. What you wanna do for stopping overweight one? Now they begin pointing for send and go. The minister say for go. You minister go there, you don't fly, go there, you go sit down for eat and drink. When I didn't hotel back, you and director, the executive director, what did you do for let that man overweight? When I know so now say away go. Now don't say me man, you don't go with yourself, we cancel, you don't go check yourself now. Yeah, they see the man every day, all day at the hotel or at the Olympic Village or whatever. So they're not going to point finger upon the athlete no more. A lot has to be done. The government get for good and Canada, the government for put them all down. The NOC, the sports, what they call a National Sports Authority, and all. This not for Apple again. Before not take athletes go, let them for camp. They now elect not 2 months and then a camp. Know the right food. It's now that lead to all this. Don't know the point finger upon the athletes. It's not fair at all.
Daniel, in that area, the way they talk about camp, just like we will talk just now, then I be even know if then they go. Then I be even, so how you go camp? You don't even know if you're going. Because now UDK be they cry for attention. Even they told the laddie that for Leon Star in they cry for attention. So that was the last week where this closing for take place. So if person don't know if they go, who do they go camp? We don't know if they go.
So these are all the things we're talking about. So, a better way remember we mentioned let people no come on talk we talk AAA. When Leon Stars they go, the people and they fly they go to Leon Stars and they go friend the match. Would they tell repeatedly in a network they say, not for football no more, na sports na salon. There are several disciplines in Sierra Leone. Why not sports? Why not football no more? They're not be listening to me, right? UDK, we mentioned this same way they talk to them, they cry for hey, government, let the member the date they expire. So they're not able for, as you say, they never knew they were going. Even the flag said for let them put the flag then a late plates and then put the flag where they say then try to forget the president for let's say yes, then go ahead. So you see, these are all the things because attention only focus on football. So that makes what we call the minister now football minister. Then it say people that they call him football minister. So now then go back, when they go back, they're not for good change that trajectory. Say not to football no more. Now we get lots of speaking the like that boy mentioned that we reporter, that was sports reporter mentioned with the interview. So then go back to the drawing board. Let intersect begin back from primary school. You get lots of Maggie Barries the within the schools there. You get lots of from primary to secondary to college. So I don't then say cut right, FBC sports. People in the command and they go play. All the institutions and they then go for begin do sports bar. You go for tap the young. But if we know if the schools them primary school sports no day, inter-secondary school no day, how you go to tap the coach then coach Harold when they call they're not going to get people there. So now all the attention was focused in football. All the time them for don't begin prepare, they don't even know self if they go. Last minute now, then government can give a baby money. You know, so I don't know where we're heading to. Now, as far as me concerned, this swimmer and the other boy, Wise, they will take part in the swimming this weekend. Let's see what will happen. The judoka man sentence if he didn't have to go home now. That's all. Maggie Barrie, I hope them say go improve in time. But there is no way Maggie Barrie will go get a medal under. No, I don't think so. As against the odds of the one in the if I mean the 400, I the foresee maybe because you get then Shona Milawibo from 400, you got that top lady there. But I'm not area where they excel, just the cool winner of sports, you know. So we hope no more now then come back for me top the Commonwealth Games, we have now big games too. Then we're able to prepare better and we will put more plan them from now on then we put more every program. Are you guys prepared? The government don't go to the right funding because only system got enough money, then get money. Now then the organization will get money for complementary thing government they give them back. So I don't know how this thing they go prepare. But I saw you for the man. we blame them, but the authorities them for take blame to not to the young man no more than for blame. And not come on for let them go over with. There's something go wrong somewhere. It was not being monitored. It's again fault, but not to get all the fault. The fault to be shared. The one that we can go, the one that we do it and do it still. They all forget the faults. Then the government can now put everybody in a drawing board, put and say, look here, this thing will happen, not supposed to happen again. Sports, na general business. Not one game football no more. Call the basketball, all the other people and the other disciplines, and then put it at the drawing board. So let we take sports go before from the schools to the colleges. That's what we go before AAA. It's a pity.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
Yeah, but I know go not tell you us for the big board at the power die. And I know seen the sportsman for Akemta. Let we hope and pray for come on Saturday. I go before say more thing because we don't put on our SLBS page. Say we lost with Papa, we lost with Uncle, we lost with former SLBS senior man. So let God get a good word and let God bless you now, the family and the picking there.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, call ID live on here. You name and also the call from, please.
Yes, good evening, Triple A. Mina Desmond. I recall from the Netherlands.
Yes, Desmond, you get 3 minutes. What's your contribution?
My contribution towards waiting happen at Tokyo and also waiting happen in relation to we athletes and we go for we represent Salon. Outrightly, we always talk around sport. We for come together and condemn the attitude or the act of UNISA and also the NOC and NSA, the way they treat we athletes in Sierra Leone. It is very unprofessional for let them can on social media can damage the reputation of Fredrick Harris for where you not commit any crime, you not commit no crime. There's nothing absolutely where he do wrong. He go for go represent Salon. Before he go represent Salon, let we check, let we look the box and let we tick him properly. Waiting and put in place for him. This boy been get a camp, outside the train, in the camp or in team management. He been get a dietitian, he been get a personal trainer, he been get a motivation trainer, he gets in physio. All them components then will for make it become a perfect athlete where you go and perform well. These things been there in place for him? No. All these things not been available. And then they can't go there. They not do the homework code and reach for go. Even like where you don't go, you go and familiarize yourself with the place. You must don't go do you wait and wait for let you know which are you present with before you go to the final day. All these things not done. And then just go, when then see say the boy passed the weight, then go na media, write letter, go begin talk to them, they go push and come on at the village immediately. UNISA say don't get meeting. But failing for realize say the state of mind where the boy did, even bad than waiting don't happen. This man gets a family, he gets a reputation, and this not way he don't dedicate in life for say one win medal, not only for himself, for Sierra Leone, because now a dream in life. You know, they not look at the human angle of waiting happen. Let them in the first place. Therefore, don't try for see that the guy they in a well state of mind before they begin attack him or castigate him for what they not for do. This thing will happen. It even lead for let this guy kill himself. Yes, this thing can make him lose in life. This thing can make way he can salon. Society not go even welcome him. You know, look at the statement that we UNISA made. Say, if it's possible, then we even sanction the boy or sanction the Judo association. Failing for realize say the bulk of the problem lies on them when at the governing body for sport now with nation. These people are just there for their own selfish aim. Okay, this competition where we go pan Tokyo, outrightly they know say Salon not get nothing for go participate in Tokyo. But they mislead government, let government put huge taxpayers' money for their own selfish aim when I go get per diem, take pictures, do some shopping, and then come back Salon. Say this is what they achieve inside and go. But at the end of the day, the bigger picture is what are the athletes achieving from what they do. We don't lost potential athletes them now the world because of how they treat we own in our country. They don't get any respect for these people. They don't even see athletes or people in sport as professionals. Sport not a mediocre something where you go into say you go make fun. It is related to like a military, a police officer, a teacher, a doctor, or even with parliamentarians, then with ministers, them, or even the high seat where somebody they fed for become a president in a nation for. Because these people are ambassadors, then get voice. Now the people that will lead change in the society, now the globe today. So the issue of neglecting them and then looking at them when are the leaders them. Look at the delegation we go. All of them, from sport minister to the NOC director, assistant director, secretary, they all pack themselves going to that place. For whose reason? For go get taxpayers the money, use them on their own, and then they left the athletes and they suffer. A competition like this, years, calendar don't come out for this Tokyo. What thing we've been to do for put to house in order that we get a very good representative from all the disciplines and where we are member, where we are signatory to, and where we they get funding from the parent body for let them able make sure say them boys and train well and go participate. Even the area of education, money what they provide for let the trainers them go get better education. Where is this money going? Only them where they within that circle. Now then they go and then causes then they look Unisa. You not been a reporter today, you don't go become the chief the lamination for waiting. You not been a mere reporter. Despite instead don't struggle around sport. But if you don't struggle there, you don't go get this position. Why you not go advocate, make the right thing happen for the same sport where you self struggle under? But today now you don't turn around, they go castigate the young one and where they come after you. You know, sometimes it's myself there into sport and I understand what it mean. But every time you see the way they treat people now your country for sport, it make you feel bad. And you not only feel bad, but you know they even give you courage for let you encourage others. Some of we get picking and we don't born in Europe. We get relatives and we don't born and we engage in sports. They might want to go back to represent Salon. But all these ugly things they wouldn't hear around the disciplines, you think they will be willing to go to Sierra Leone? We not even get something where we go identify, we say, this is what we can do in sport. Then every time with the full we say, we're a sport-loving nation, we're a footballing nation. There's nothing absolutely to write home about Sierra Leone in sport. Everything we need for right we say in sport, now selfish gain, people where they're in authority, they get all the education, and then they keep themselves there. How many years somebody like Spain don't allow office? Don't did it? How many years you don't did it? What's not the achievement they don't make? When events then come, then they come with their relatives and then begin train them in the name say then are athletes. They give them visa and everything and go, they say not come again. And to the extent they can even go and begin sell the space then to people that will not even get nothing to do with the sport. Today it's so pathetic. Today I talk to one with former athletes where himself been go represent Salon in England. They tell you in story. It's so bitter for Yeridi lady to cry. The struggles them when they go through and go for go represent Salon. Now then get for go buy the young wear. Now then get for go buy the young cloth for identify themselves as Sierra Leoneans. How? This is a nation. These people where they lead, we don't understand. Say the money that they waste now taxpayers' money. It is our money. Me they encourage Sierra Leone, and this is the time we all for come together. Let we begin advocate for the right thing for happen in our country. Let people let for play with minds them. It is really pathetic. The NOC and the all for go back to social media, go apologize to Fredrick Harrison. This don't damage the boy in future. It don't damage in character. He gets a family, he go and set up in life. How would they identify in children then tomorrow?
All right, thank you very much, Des.
It's very painful. Thank you for the audience where you give me tonight.
Okay, yeah. Yes, call ID live on here. Your name and who side you call from, please.
It is not Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get 3 minutes.
I want to say sorry for your loss. And may God give you strength and your family. And let you know they're safe. It is well.
Okay. Yes, sir.
What you would say, sports now, salon, it is both sides. Technically, it is both sides. Yeah, some of our country people, they will not get more knowledge on sports issues. Then they encourage you. unless few family member where they encourage the pikin, or maybe even pay for extras classes for the pikin let the learn sport. But some of which country people nothing, they're not even do. If not to football, forget it. Even if football self, we go join a local club league then around the neighborhood. For let them even put money, say let they buy your own vest. Now what for you? They're not going to even do it. So the encouragement not in our country for look swimming pool, look that wonderful swimming pool what we get. That wonderful swimming pool. One of the best. Why I ever see they make that swimming pool down Alaki. Or no ever I think when last after the 96 or 97, I remember where they do competition there. After that, that was it. They turned into nightclub. Not to do the rent for people to let them make show. The water begin boil. What they're not the cleaner, they're not the do this. But if they think and if they may keep her alive, they will for me get the best swimmers there. And when we get people the way they swim. We get water there around we all over where people go able practice for swim. I mean, every one story where somebody they say swim from Lung to Greenback to Fruto. All that then at any distance they get people the way go to swim. When we get there about big foot the way they run them cross country there. Look me, but look this college where to go next month. Now on the cross country scholarship again. Which are when start and for some instance of as country, that country my idea. I say which one outside it will take up. But later we begin show more for effort that begin to pay at the take and they go drop her and the take and they go drop her. Although it may bother me small because of my health issue. But not today, you don't pay amount. It's college acceptance for that cross country day. And you very good on that. So you see them benefits they do. Even if the government encourage picking them on that, because the other panelists they don't say begin to identify them picking them through college sport or their intersect sport the women they get. Begin identify them, encourage them, give them scholarship, all that thing there. You go able improve with sports, not to soccer no more. We get but two sports the women good pan, but all that and the area people as the chairman say they talk about that. Like the other guy where they say overweight. Now they don't tell me say that why they go for dialysis. They make me dietitian they tell me why they watch me liquid. When I drink water, I dey drink 1 liter water a day, but sometimes I go above. When you say I go above, I don't know. Because when I go to because anytime I go at the scale, before they hook me up on the machine, they will come out at the scale. If 1 pound first, 1 kilo first, now 2.20 pounds than the first. Like when was it? Monday. We cannot realize on weekend. The place so hot right now. I dey drink boku water. I go Monday. At the 6 I don't put 2-3 kilo. I can go like 115.4 kilo. Then we say I go tell what the dollars that it take me dry weight, the candle to my dry weight supposed to be 112.5. So you don't see between that weekend, Saturday and Sunday, how many kilo weight times that kilo to 2 pounds. Now almost to 5-10 pounds and I know not this now, not to say that I eat to because I know that eat now just water no more what they drink. So maybe you eat, but then water, the liquid self alone, where you consume inside you see as long as the burner, the sweat, the come out, then the stay inside you, they bring with it. So as they say, if the man don't say they get training camp for these people, the way they go represent, train them, dietitian, tell them what for you eat, where they run, because when they run, they burn more calories, you sweat a lot, you able burn, but when you go, you're not trained. If you don't, they drink more water, then they hard by you weight more. You see, and so we see. Then the last thing back, which more say, is the encouragement. The government, Salon also will not get potential for win medal, even if now bronze, will get. But I like the interview where say, but I'm money there the way. So that means every year or every 4 years we just go to pay for a lot of people that just go pass it for go on general technically if you put that. And I money that if not for that day, let them use them for other thing there. But just go pay no more some of them delegation where they go. You put all in the past $10,000 to $20,000. Why don't if at least you go try for win brown self or even if you don't want brown self, at least stand 4th place, 5th place, we will not say yes. Last year we can't photo, although we not win medal, but we can't fourth. That is something I'm proud for we. I don't know what me get for tonight.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Yes, caller, I did live on here. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Yeah, hello. Lami talk. I recall from Australia.
Yes, Lami, you get 3 minutes waiting at your own contribution.
Yeah. I joined to me say I'm the athletes. I don't represent a lot up to Olympic Games, so I listen different colors. I just come over at So my own contribution is that I just overemphasize on the fact that the government they don't pay much attention to other disciplines and football no more. They focus on. Look, for example, the gym, the one whole national stadium. I don't know if you don't enter the gym. Let's see how that gym, even then they kona gym, the super passer. Government for pay attention in some of them places, and also the other thing what they try for the people they know is that the NOC now the parent body for all the different disciplines. And not to the and obviously the NOC get any blame for say they for go select athletes for what you say now the different associations that they get they select the athletes. They say they can put them before the NOC now this now the athletes who know what they say. So if athletes go overweight, and not say they go blame. I don't know for Sajika for defend them, they for blame like the NOC officials. Then now you go select your athletes. You count okay now this now we your athletes for go represent with the NOC. Then say okay when at this they go say about for say for go begin. So people that they talk. I don't know how they look at they look at things because they don't say they get God for so people they begin talk for them. But I believe say what you understand it. NOC they select athletes or go say this athletes and I qualify now this is for do now this is for do. Then back get
so explain to who that they select.
Now the association like we athletics. So if like they get competition. They say, like, for example, they want the 5 athletes and they forgo represent a social discipline. The NOC they go say yes. Now this we want social athletes, but NOC they go watch the training. Not that they go supervise the athletes in weight and what you say. And I make they get different disciplines. Now they go select look.
So in this case, would they use Maggie Barrie, judo? So, let we use the judo as an example because now they the overweight come out. So the athletics association we responsible for judo in the country. Now then give like Fredrick, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then they get that blame. Like we so the athletes if we they will present a Mr. Sise where they do very very well. What appeals to people that they blame them. And one of the man way they do very very well. I know say they using money, you personal money for sponsor athletes and for them to make sure say they train very hard. So if NOC say for example. In athletics, when I bring somebody who will qualify in the 100 meters, if that person don't want 10.8, then they can't tell NOC say the person they want 10.5. I don't think say NOC will get that blame there at the end of the day because you will get your association now they're for band force now they're for discipline. Say next time when I make sure say this person and the right person this who will select for can represent salon.
So NOC now waiting and give them no money and then they take then not they verify.
NOC, then me don't know that side, but for that side the idea of for verify, me don't know how they go about them. But then now the parent body would overlook all the different disciplines. And obviously they will get that time they for go see say this person here where they don't wait, they go team up wait now this now you wait now this and the and obviously then they will get that time they so let me they get different associations and disciplines then. You see, so now that's at the photo. And more when I within the media, when I tell the government football not to the only sport in that country. Before the people they will say from their school sport they organize, they intersect, they make. Then they bring beaucoup people in this idle business. They take people their mind off the party in the way they do. Where they get the intersect in the school sport. They argue. Hey, no, na Malaysia they win. No, na PO they win. All they say they put the young people their mind off the street. Not over saying football no more. The government for pay attention to. But over the years, so soccer, so football no more. When I talk to the government, they put more emphasis on different disciplines. Then then they go fine. I'll tell you, thank you for giving me audience for make me your idea of what I get for the sport. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah.
Well, NOC, if it be so, then they count people, una know they verify. Then it's still on your head. Una need for verify. Nayanas alone. Who else be? Eh? So if it be say, we then kick out people and say, oh, una say for submit list, una say now they go do for cross check. Well, it is on una head. Yes, caller, your name and also the call from, please.
This is Mr. Silla. I come from Maryland.
Yes, Mr. Silla, 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you. First of all, my condolences, boss. I hope say God get him good word. What I want to talk about, we in Sierra Leone and them, we lack assumption. Quick one. We this theater apple this speaker and this bobo. Everybody don't turn on social media say now this, now that, now this. They start for blame the guys them. They don't even inquire or even try for read, let them know the actual cause. Look, some people in the talk and they say, oh, even did the 400-meter relay, stuff like that, even make the list. Then the picking story we give is far different from what thing we are going to assume. It's a 3 days. They're not able to register, just like how you explain no more. People, and sometimes we find out with the listen first before we try for talk. Now the one big problem that they will get in a salon, we assume for people and we not then get a problem. They know what's in that point. And when you talk the truth, they say a lie, they lie. They don't want to assume they're not true. If we left them thing, then they understand, maybe we'll go before. Then secondly, there's sport people here. Just like the first previous call, the first caller we call, where it go for them. And that guy that did be 100%. Then people here, it's all about just making money. They don't care about any other sport that's alone. Look like what we want to play both. They can able get at people, you understand? They able play baseball. When they able play baseball, let's put them there, then they give a country money, then they give a country like a good name. India, they're what's in this pack passo. Look, then supposed watching in this pack passo. We used to say the player in a salon, good one. If they able to train people and they, you understand, they go represent we. You understand? Look how the guy talking back. Then they build stadium, them will not get basketball coach there. Upline, I'm not believing that get people who they come on upline where they play basketball. It can't be like that. If you're gonna build a stadium, you build all the things inside the stadium. You get a gym, you get a basketball court. Let we encourage them, Bobona also. Let we encourage them. Look how most people they come up behind salon say, look, I'm not go run for that country. Even the footballer themselves, you understand them. Now one no more. Gladly for can play for Salon because if you tell you the history, waiting the committee, the all they represent the sport people are waiting in the past with them. Now you don't come under so. I mean, when we go able to get somebody, we go actually can sit down for say, look, then people are not pay attention, they not put sport forward. When if we put sport forward in that country, we they get people international committee they come, they build stadiums, then they build certain things there, you understand them, for letting them develop sport in the country. But why make would they be all the time? Do me people and they allow change with attitude. This assumption, Lord left hand. Lord try for verify waiting a truth before they talk. Then no get. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Silla. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Hey, Triple A, this is Mo. I call for Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes, Mo. You get 3 minutes, sir. What you get for me?
Yeah, I just want to clarify this issue about the NOC and other sport disciplines in Sierra Leone, right? Because I listen to a lot of callers, they blame the NOC, they blame other people. But the NOC, now the parent body for all the associations that are Sierra Leone, right? All associations, they get in trials where they can go. They get in competition where they can get an athlete, then go. The NOC, they for help them and sponsor them for them competition and they, you understand? So then get and coaches them. So after the trials and then they come. So we then qualify through the trials and not to NOC they select. The NOC then they choose the chief de mission. So the chief de mission right now Unisa in Cabo. We deal with the athlete in Japan.
Yeah.
You understand? Yes. So now we are the counting list. The qualification rules they say now so time you qualify with. If you're an athlete, if you're a judo you do or boxing. When I get so time when I qualify with after a trial. So what I don't count the list there, if somebody say the NOC not verify, it's a big lie. It's a fallacy. The chef de mission, now you always check that list there. It verify with the IOC.
No, the verify waiting I mean, because the person not say in the verify say no. So Naomi talk say if they know they verify, like when
then they verify
and give them the list, do they go out there and say okay, example like the weight? Do they check the weight with them? Or now just waiting they don't see, they see the person and that's where it ends. So explain to we about how this verification they take place.
Fine, thank you. So now don't take on a list and I don't bring and cancel the chef de mission. The chef de mission don't take all the list out to now wait everything and register. They get for register the athlete there. They just take athletes so it goes to a competition. It's not possible. You get for register the athlete there because if you don't register the athlete them, they get accreditation for go up on the game. So after they register certain amount of athlete the way you get now each discipline, and then they send accreditation to with you, the coach now, the medical team now, the NOC delegation now. Then they send accreditation for them. Then they go up on this competition here.
Okay, I want hold you this small. So this Maggie Barrie issue 400, 100, wild card, no wild card. I don't know if you know, but what do you think happened there? Because you say then they register when they send the name.
Yes.
They not register for the 400 and be late that 10
what
do you think play?
Fine. Well, that Maggie Barrie inside what it is right now, it did between either in coach like the athletes. I don't go blame. I don't want point finger here right now. Between the chef de mission and the athletic president or the coach. Because una don't reach the as una don't reach soon at the competition, una go for go back. So it did between. I don't want point finger right now. This is not media, social media. I don't want just point finger directly. I just be careful and play safe. You understand?
Yeah.
So yes, so you get for go back with your athletes. You the coach responsible. You get for go back with your athlete for go verify now. So now then I made a blame say if you not don't reach the after all this week I don't spend. Why the chef de mission and the athlete or the athlete coach and the athletic president, why we not verify earlier? Because you have to do that. You understand? Now then they blame you, what thing happen? What not the lapses? Because that not be the B. What not the lapses? So if you come to the judo guy, the judoka, where like they don't really register, you see, they're making you apologize to people. You already say in a 80, you wait. Now then they go to you and 80 somebody. So now I blame you coach back. You coach get for the tell you say how you get for they get for the monitor you how you eat. They don't just get for the left fish, they work out by yourself for the just to go and eat anything. No.
It's all
somebody
kind
there. Yes. Somebody there where you always that make the chef the mission and make when you walk down there. So if for the kind they push the coaches, tell them, put them, guide them, say that this is not for do, now this is not the rules, now this will do. So with that, the athlete themselves, because a human, you don't go to them places and they get nothing, you understand? You go just do something out of control. But if you get somebody where they control you, they direct you for the right thing, you go know what thing for do. But you go overweight. That's all they can do in coach. I blame the coach. In coach, I blame her. Who's in data in your athlete overweight? That blame go to the coach. Who's you day? That make they take it and they go with you, make it deal with you athlete. Who's you day where you athlete overweight? Because after every training in the morning, we do for do weight check. Every training you need for do that. That's not composed na routine that day. So that I can blame the coach. But I don't want nobody to blame the National Olympic Committee here, like, oh, the NOC is this. And another thing when they talk about the sport, I don't see me time they don't. About people they compare soccer, football to other Olympic disciplines. Football, they can play on all sides. People they call so because somebody where they swim from one place to another. Olympic sports, swimming is different from that regular swimming they go swim across. Now professional swimming. This is not professional team. We not get the facilities. The facilities are not there. We get some athletes and they get for their scholarship and send them out of Sierra Leone for go train. During the swimming, we get athletes that we send out for go train. They pay for their scholarship because we not get the facilities. If we get the facilities in Sierra Leone, at the time we begin talk, say, okay, yes, now we begin groom picking them. We not get no indoor facility for swimming, for track and field. We not get them. For gymnastics, we don't get nothing like indoors. But that another country. So if we get the facilities like other countries, then it happened. Now take a look at Nigeria. The same thing happened to Nigeria. 10 athletes just disqualified from the Olympic because what make them fail for go do the regular testing. They fail for follow the procedure, the testing. So they're not disqualified 10 of them track and field athletes then. So you see, this lapses didn't happen to everybody. So I don't want something happen for Sierra Leoneans. We just go to social media or begin point finger to write somebody. It's not nice. No one understands that Sierra Leone is a developing country. It's not a developed country. We try at the Olympic. We not get the facilities there. If we begin get indoors facilities, at the end of the day, we begin say no, because the government is spending so much money into this. So we need to forget them. But how many athletes will they go with now Olympic? 2, 3, 4. We other countries they go with hundreds, thousands. So we not get them. So you don't see. So I just want to contribute this stuff because you don't tell no call people,
Thank you very much.
But right now my schedule on change. I go to call now all the time.
All right.
I'm glad if you make you give me the platform and tell everybody thank you. If I talk anything or to anybody, I'm very sorry. This now Mo from Boston.
Thank
guys have
you
a
very
good night.
much, Mo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, call ID live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, I had a call from yours.
3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, Triple A, like within this last call I just talked, true. We not get nothing as saloon when it comes to sports. And me, I can talk out of authority because I know I work another sector from 1983 to 1988. The only thing they were focused on in that time, now soccer. That's all, because that was the cash cow. Nothing else. Then get all the disciplines. Then if you go to the stadium, because the stadium at that time, it was divided into two. You get the stadium management and the sport council. So sport council, they will be the one they were responsible for the disciplines. Then stadium, they manage the affairs of the stadium. And if you go inside the stadium field, under the stadium, they get the offices then for the disciplines then, boxing, gymnastics, whatever, you name it, then get them all day offices them. All then they do over there now at that time, now put in requisition, collect money and eat. Collect money and eat. Nothing. I don't know for this present administration whether they don't change their philosophy, but they don't tell them, man, nothing. We not get nothing for do with athletics, boxing, swimming, gymnastics. All I was just name. All they do is collect the money and eat. The only thing they were focused on was football. Even Daniel Oldfield, I know Daniel Oldfield, but he nobody know me. When they go to the stadium with the other journalists, they are Sapien. You know what they tell them the last time, say, Abraham, and they see you, he say, oh, now they me the I say, yeah, I know you. They're all Daniel Oldfield, Saidu Mansare, Mel Dumbuya, Wallace Johnson, where he passed away, Swale, Mr. Wube. I know them all. In the 80s. I think they mean me Bobo, small guy, Nothing the guys don't really do, man. I hope see this administration with it now, where they run the country, then go try and do something. But then they make I put a comment, say they don't neglect these things there for decades. So I don't know how they will fix them. Because we not think say they think about anything then they. Because look, they're small country then. Where they compete with no African countries. We just a holla, no more. We think 2, 3, or 4 people will go to the Olympics. We for really encourage them and support them, but they don't go far because they don't get the requisite training. Where for those that live overseas, yeah. But the one where they coming from Saloon, I got no more. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much, Ayo.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, caller ID live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
I'm from call from Netherlands.
You get 3 minutes, sir.
Me, the cast blame force to the management we're responsible for this whole thing saga wey don happen to. Because when you look at the squad wey dem go with post, the way they know to athletic man them but pass the athletic people them. And in terms of this 100-meter sprinter, we get somebody in Nigeria, they win a good 100-meter sprinter. Why then they not use that Pikin let him back go shoot in silence? They decide to take this Maggie. And Maggie na 400-meter sprinter. And above all, Triple A. Among the squad and the way they go with two. The only people them way they under where they do trial. Now the swimmers then. The rest them none no do trial. So I make I just they feel pity for this man where everybody they put the saga panel. So man they say that because of the kind of food they will go meet and they not get access to your food in a saloon. Because they see people in the bash at the media. And you know, I believe say all sectors get a young coach. And so the coach a responsibility that they be for guide and for protect them because you know say in just for go watch and wait. If in coach for go in the protect her from them seemingly, not for go facing any kind of embarrassment they have to win facing. And how many people them then go with elected? How many people them they will get for can take part in this Olympics? They don't use the taxpayers' money, waste them for nothing. Because now for nothing they waste them for. And now look like waiting Maggie Barrie say every day they discourage the young silence. Every day they discourage the young silence. Pikin and then a salary they hope and trust all now to represent the country. Where then they left all other activities where they live in the train 24/7. Where opportunity come for make them go show and silence, then begin see let Pikin and this. So how other talented people will get inspiration now for represent the country? You don't see example, we don't happen to your company. Some people them the way they run past some of them Pikin and they, but then they admire them Pikin and they. If somebody where you they admire then treat silent kind with you go get more, you get inspiration again for represent that country. So they talk to the big one then. Let them able to focus on the young silence then now. Let them forget about name. Pikin and the way that they run past some of them people and the way then go with so they like today, especially that 100-meter side. And get Pikin in a upgun. Like you name no one had to forget that upgun area in this. People that Pikin a good 100-meter sprinter and get fine record in 100-meter. You don't ever use that because the way that everybody expectation.
Because now the record now in the speaker, waiting at the numbers.
The timing, yes, the timing. In timing, I don't know. I say this last trial way in go for suit. Even today, they talk about an inside salon. This sports update. They talk about that journalist guy, that sport journalist. Talk about that Pikin day in timing. I don't know 50 something, but 50 something seconds for 100 meter.
Oh, well, land is slow.
To 50 bar.
Seconds. You know, no guess.
I don't know if it's 50 bar or how much. I don't forget
no
but you talk about
something. So no more.
Yeah, in talk about that Pikin day today. Where in talk about that Pikin day in timing, where in get good timing. They say maybe it's surprised you not go with that Pikin day. And most of the people the way them go to Triple A, out of 100% of the people them will go. 20% not to athletic people then. They just go with an there with condition.
All right.
The Minister of Sports let him back go the put type and then people there where they do them activities there. Because they put Salon backward in terms of sports business.
Okay, thank you very much for more. I think you will not be understand waiting they go on. Now the Olympics, you don't able for here now. And we are hopeful. We're hopeful. If we don't run before, now NSSF don't tell we in time in them. Most of us say no, we don't do 100. Even though she might not have the best time, but anything can happen. No, left Andy. Anything can happen, yeah. And the swimmers then they do their own, and Fingers crossed. Even though they say una spectators rather than participants. Eh? But if not that idea they would go with, why we for go safe? Nine at the other thing. Okay. Oh, left and Salone, eh? I'll get to your own thing there. Really get to your own thing there. Seriously. Now the idea then they would go with. Say, but let's just go out for go take part. Who knows who know they win? Then why will they go? Why? Or need who self need for shake tail? Alright.